So, I don't know if you guys are able to tell, but I absolutely love Hazbin Hotel. Obviously. But this series doesn't hold a candle to some of the other fandoms that have come and gone from my life. So strap yourselves in, grab some popcorn, put the kettle on, and prepare for some of the biggest, cringiest things that I've ever become obsessed with. Just as a general warning, I may or may not be able to get through this video without fangirling a little bit. The first is a long lost relic that, it feels like not that many people remember or know about. Wolverine and the X-Men. The 2009 version, to be specific. Now, I wasn't a fan of superhero stuff at the time. I was in like 5th grade, and the love of my life at the time was horses. And I just thought that the whole superhero thing was being reused way too much. And I wasn't all too pleased at yet another superhero show being wedged between my preferred episodes of SpongeBob and Fairly Odd Parents. And wait. Hold up. Who is that? I only saw him for like half a second and I'm already intrigued. Who is he? What's his name? What are his abilities? And thus, a new obsession was born. For those who don't know, this lovely fellow over here is Nightcrawler, and it wasn't bad enough that his appearances had me hooked. I found out he was German, and oh my God, his voice. If you've never seen this version of Wolverine and the X-Men, I highly recommend it. I've been in love with this series for so long, even though it only has one season. I was devastated when I found out they were discontinuing it. This obsession got me through a major chunk of my middle school years, and it kinda got out of hand at times, not gonna lie. I was so obsessed with Nightcrawler. I um I wanted to marry him. Tell me how marrying a fictional character is supposed to work. I was young, give me a break. However, as it is with any fandom, Rule 34 still applies. Now, for context, I didn't understand what sex was until I was like 14. So imagine the reaction 11-year-old me had to finding smut involving Kurt and Logan. I did not understand. Of course, if you were to show me that now, I would just be like, nice. 11-year-old me was like, ah! Wolverine and the X-Men was my main obsession for around 8 years. The next one was short-lived, and maybe a little concerning. Friday the 13th. I've seen every Friday the 13th movie in existence multiple times. Even the ones everybody shits all over, like Jason Takes Manhattan and Jason X. Those two movies are literally a guilty pleasure of mine. Best Friday movie by far was the 2009 remake, which I didn't get to watch until like 2013, but regardless. A lot of people think Friday the 13th has been like way overdone because there's nothing new to add, but if another Friday the 13th movie were to ever come out, you can bet your bottom dollar I'm gonna go see it. Every 90s kid is gonna know this next one. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Now, for all you Twilight simps who are all Team Edward or Team Jacob, back in the day, fans were divided into Team Spike and Team Angel. I was Team Spike, and my sister was Team Angel, as if we didn't have a sibling rivalry already. Still not anywhere near as intense as my Nightcrawler obsession, but it was still pretty bad. I basically begged my mom nonstop for weeks to buy me Season 5 on DVD, specifically Season 5, and to this day, I've only seen Season 5 and Season 7 to its entirety. After Buffy, I started getting into anime. Now, most people's first anime are pretty mainstream, like Dragon Ball, Pokemon, Naruto, One Piece, Fairy Tail. Can you guess what my first anime was? I no Kusabi, a yaoi anime. I can explain. It was an accidental find I made when I was like 16. I went into it completely blind. Naturally, I was traumatized at first, but after a while, I started looking past the love scenes and getting into the plot. And if they were to take the plot of that anime and make it its own thing, it'd probably make a great show. I did become obsessed with this show, movie, I don't know what it is. I've seen both the original and the remake beginning to end, and Jason Mink is still a total heartthrob with the most elegant hair that girls can only dream of obtaining. But what made this obsession bad wasn't that I was into it. It was that I recommended it to other people. Zoe, if you're watching this, I am so sorry. My friend Zoe was actually the one who recommended to me my next biggest obsession. One that was probably bigger than the one I had with the Wolverine and the X-Men. um, Black Butler. Now, I gotta be honest, I was not into Black Butler at first. It wasn't until the end of season 1 that I was like, okay, there's gotta be a season 2 to this shit. And I was right. To give you an idea of how obsessed I was with this series, since 2014 I have written 31 fanfics dedicated towards Black Butler, and that doesn't even account for the god awful ones I deleted. The total number is probably somewhere in the 40s. I also used to roleplay as Sebastian and Claude on Facebook, and this obsession was so intense, I even aspired to be a butler myself. Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna be an option anymore. And before you say anything, yes, I know the difference between fantasy and reality. Yes, being a butler is an actual career option, and yes, there are trade schools you can go to become a butler. My high school years were spent researching all of this. Like, this was something I was hardcore set on doing. For the record, while my obsession mainly revolved around Sebastian, I also had a bit of a thing for Claude. I know not a lot of Black Butler fans like him because of what he did to Eloise and Sebastian, but as an adult, not gonna lie, it's very tempting. I'm just saying, I know everybody sees Claude as a creep, but if you ever date somebody and they have a tongue like that, you want them to be a freak. You want them to be crazy. Gentleman by day, freak in the bedroom by night. Moving on. For a while, I mainly just stuck to anime. I got into Attack on Titan, but I had to leave the fandom because it was toxic as hell. Seriously, these people will threaten you if you ship the wrong people together. I ship Levi with Erwin and Aaron. Deal with it. Seven Deadly Sins. Now, I know most people of the fandom thirst after Bon, and I mean, I see why, but frankly, he's not my cup of tea. No, my favorite character was Gother, a freaking cutesy anime girl in a boy's body. Is he a boy? I mean, he's a doll, so would that make him gender neutral, gender fluid? You know, I'm not gonna look too much into that. Tokyo Ghoul. Three guesses as to who my favorite character is. Kaneki, not by a long shot. Uta, I mean, I like him, but he's not my favorite. I'll just tell you guys. It's Skiyama. Basically, name any character voiced by J. Michael Tatum, I probably like them. I actually cosplayed as Skiyama one time. I believe it was for Shudokan 2016. And I even recreated the infamous napkin scene. I had a lot of fun that day. It was great. Tokyo Ghoul RE. Not gonna lie, I cried a little bit. Now comes my most recent obsession. This one was so big, I have a nickname and a cat named after him. I have 2 tattoos designed after him. Loki. I blame my old roommate for this one. She always said I needed to watch the Avengers. She said that there was at least one character I was guaranteed to become obsessed with. And it just so happened to be the same one that appears within the first 10 minutes of the movie. Where do I begin here? I have a cat named after Loki. I have 2 tattoos. My nickname in my circle of friends is Loki. I had posters, I had action figures, I had a necklace, and I bit the bullet and watched both Thor Ragnarok and Infinity War the night they premiered. Infinity War made me ugly cry for like 2 hours, and I still haven't been able to bring myself to watch it again. Or Endgame. Lucifer was a bandwagon my sister convinced me to jump on. Not gonna lie, Tom Ellis is a total babe, and I want him. Markiplier, throwing it back to around 2013-ish. I don't really remember, back when Mark was still playing all of the Slender games. I watched that shit religiously, but fell out for a while and didn't start watching again until the first Five Nights at Freddy's came out. I almost forgot to add this one to the list. Nyx Hydra's The Arcana. I found out about this game through the Facebook ads, and I was just like, no way the decisions in this game can be this dumb. And I was actually right. Don't listen to the Facebook ads. They do not do the game justice. Like, you actually have to play the game. It's very good. It's not as stupid as the ads make you believe. I was obsessed with Julian's route for the longest time, but I've kind of become a Lucio stan, not gonna lie. My God, I have a problem. um, I'm it seems like there's a theme here that I'm not catching on to. Are you guys seeing a theme? Because I feel like there's a theme. This game also got me into tarot reading, so there's that. Obviously, the current obsession is Hazbin Hotel. I started off being obsessed with Alistair, but it somehow wound up veering over to Vox. I don't know, I blame Hazbin Madness just because I have no one else to blame. I've also been getting into comedy specials, comedians like Jeff Dunham, Fluffy, Kevin Hart, Robin Williams. All of their stand-up comedies are good for the soul, and they've really helped me through some hard times. And there you have it, the incredibly long list of obsessions I've had or currently have that have completely taken over my life. Let me know if you guys related to any of these in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.